It shows that we are African. Listen to this song, go be in the song and feel myself inside that song. So it is for that reason why I'm singing. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Cool Bears. Welcome back to another video. Wow, from everywhere around the world where you are watching us, we just want to welcome you to the channel because this evening we are going to have a very interesting conversation or topic that we have choose for you on this special day, which we call African Day. Yes, guys, already we are having problem with our networks. So I believe as you are watching, if you see us stuck somewhere, please be patient with us because our network is not that good. It is for that reason why I had allow myself to wait a little bit longer so that we can get to start everything's on time. Well, guys, today it is a beautiful day, a special day for Africans all over around the world, and it's a celebrating day where Africans get to celebrate the the special day happen around the world. Especially, we are going to focus a little, attend a event at the France embassy. So therefore, we are going to review his speech and we are going to give our best analytics. We are going to play for you everything that he said, and we try to comment about it to you. So the president of EFF, Julius Malema, had spoken quite a lot of things today, and he tried to touch some of the points which it is doing the, and he spoke about Operation Dudula. He also spoke about women, a lot of things that are happening, and he also spoke about Africans, how they should look at each other, how they're supposed to communicate. So we are going through all this so that we can try to benefit from what he says. Of course, we are this EFF event took place in Pretoria, in front of France embassy. That is where they went to do the manifestations. So as they were going there, it was not only EFF alone. Instead, they were associated with a lot of Africans, brothers and sisters who are living in South Africa, and there were some special guests who have come from far around Africa who came here to celebrate this day with the EFF. So as the manifestation started, there were some African leaders who took the word just to pass by and say hi to the economic freedom fighters. And as they were doing all these things, we noticed something very strange, which was that the France embassy, they decided to lock the gate or the main entrance to the embassy. So all the activities that usually happen on this day, it was not happening because the 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 embassy had closed the gates, though there were the police there. So that really pissed off the economic freedom fighter fans, or should I say members. They were so angry until when they have to go and tell the police that tell these people they have to come out and face us because we have our memorandum that we will have to raise people. They refused. And then they told them that you guys are having a speech, refused to start giving his speech. He said, guys, I'm talking about Julius Malema. He said, I'm not going to speech a speech if these people are not out. I want these white people to come outside so that they can listen to our memorandum that is I'm going to read it, and I'll call them to come here and receive it. And the embassy. The embassy, they did not want to go out, and Julius Malema was sitting there, said, if you guys don't go, if you don't want to come out, we are not going anyway. We want you guys to come outside and listen to our then we'll go. But if you don't come, and no one of you will also leave this place, so which means you are going to sleep inside here. And then they think that maybe was joking. So as about 5 to 10 minutes passed by, the police, since there was so much around, this police decided to say like, no, we can't allow this people, like something which is very small, they might end up turning it another to make it kind of like a scandal. So they sent some group of police to go inside the embassy. He keep on refusing until when Julius Malema went down and told them, "You guys should not be fair," because according to the ambassador, he was kind of like saying that no, according to the France protocol, he's not allowed to leave. So Julius Malema was like, "No, police, they are here to protect you, and there's no one who will harm you. So come outside, please." And he went outside. That is how Julius Malema, he finally read the whole memorandum. After reading it, he called for them, and they came outside. When they arrived outside, they had to sign the memorandum. Now, when it was about time for them to sign, they refused to sign. They said that no, it is this is the EFF memorandum, so it is only EFF we have to sign, and them they'll have to declare like they have received it. So that is how they went, and they declare it obviously on the microphone that they have received it, and then after then EFF leader Julius Malema, he started giving up the speech. So the EFF leader Julius Malema had said, then we'll keep on commenting as we're going by. Have a listen. And this, please note, it happened after he had given the memorandum to the embassy. So now he started giving the speech. Let's have a listen, then I'll get back again to you. So.
We don't want France in Africa. It doesn't mean we want Britain in Africa. It doesn't mean we want Spain in Africa. It doesn't mean we want Italy in Africa. They must all follow each other with their tail in between their legs, leaving our continent of Africa, because Africa belongs to Africans. So fighters, you must not be shaken. You say today we just undermined a white supremacy. This is the ambassador who was refusing to get out, and such a protocol of France doesn't allow him to get out. This is Africa. We will do what the Africans are doing. So comrades, we must continue to fight for the unity allow us to be better. We must be one thing against the colonizers and the imperialists. When you see an African, whether speaking French or speaking English, you must know that we borrowed colonial language so that we spread our own languages. We must build our own continental language so that when we speak to each other, we don't have to use such an example that is spoken in many other countries. When we say, let's make Swahili one language, comrades in Nigeria say no, our language is spoken.
Guys, apology.
More people. Because we are men, we say no, it's spoken by more people than in one country. Swahili not be spoken by fewer than your people, but is spoken in different countries. Therefore, it is the basis within which we can start and communicate without in Africa, which is a threat.
Okay, guys, I need to stop you a little bit here. In this process, they've been wanting to have one common language, like one language that African will be talking instead of speaking French or English, prefer like to have one African language. And it happened that Nigerians, or should I say the way we call them comrade from Nigeria, they try to impose on Julius Malema and other Africans that if Africans we have to speak one language, then they should take a Nigerian language, because Nigeria, they are so popular in Africa and they have this one language that Nigerians. I'll totally agree with Julius Malema. Swahili, they do Swahili. Congo, Kinshasa, they do speak Swahili as well. Burundi, they are inside Uganda, they do speak Swahili. So we got about almost most of the country which are in Central Africa, they do speak Swahili. So that is when Marema was like, no, instead of us using a language which is already been in different countries, because if you are talking about your language, you as Nigerian, can you tell us other countries in Africa who use this, who speak this language or who knows this language? And that's where they got stuck. But apparently they're still working on it, Swahili instead of this other language. Because Swahili, if you go in Tanzania, you find people talking Swahili. You know, if you go in Congo, Kenya, Uganda, you find people talking Swahili. So that's, I totally agree with you, with him on that one.
We must make sure that the resources and the land of Africa is returned into the hands of Africans. Because that's what they want here in Africa. They don't want us, but they want our resources. They say we are poor. How can we be poor when we come from the rich continent of Africa, where all of them have moved? Because we've got what they don't have, and that is the richness, and they are fighting for our resources. We need the unity of Africa to develop currency in all the resources of Africa. Those natural and mineral resources in South Africa and the whole of African continent for xenophobia.
Okay, guys, before we get to continue, you mentioned something very important, and I would like us to analyze it a little bit. France, America, UK, okay, all of them in general, they're accusing Africa. If we go, we never go back home and all those kind of things. But I think here I will totally agree with Julius Malema. Obviously, it is them and not Africans. Yes, Africans were sitting here like we did not go anywhere. We did not even know that they do exist. But them, that they won't come all the way because they had something that everywhere, whether it is the petrol, whether it is diamond, whether it is gold, whether it is everything. The city of Johannesburg, you guys, you always heard that they used to be mining there. Do you know who was benefiting from those mining? Because if it was, we're supposed to be very far. We're supposed to be very rich, because if it was our grandfather who benefiting from those mining, I believe this country would have flight like very, very, very high. They come, they dig, and they leave empty places. So, I mean, here, I believe Julius Malema, he really speak the truth, because we did not envy to go to the home. Instead, we are sitting here, and that the one who came all the way. So this has nothing to do with hatred or whatsoever, but it is the truth. So it is very pity to see on how some people think that, no, it is Africans who are living this. Okay, they're accusing us. No, we are so poor. Oh, we don't have food. We don't have that. But they are the one who are the cause of all this. So that's one I totally also approve it from Julius Malema, the way he said it.
And all the resources of Africa.
Listen.
Those natural and mineral resources of our beautiful continent. There is no room in South Africa of agents to divide the people of Africa. When you see a fellow African, you must see yourself. And in that way, we will unite and defeat capitalism. That's why it's important to identify other people who say they are fighting for freedoms in other African countries, but when African money we take, because it's our money. It's not a foreign money. Africa is one country, and therefore we must always treat each other like that. Fighters, what you did today in solidarity with the people of God.
So here, he was referring to Operation Dudula, which to one of his last conference, he says that he's not gonna waste his time to be mentioning all things like the operation, if I should put it in this way. So he kind of like speak in parable and trying to pass his message to say that according to him, he says that no matter what they'll give as a reason, these people that being so now even go far to say that even in other fellow Africans or their own people from the same country, all because they're being used by the white system and they just busy hurting your fellow Africans. So that's what he was trying to explain on that part. Let's have continue to
with
listen
the
on this.
people of Mali, with the people of 12 countries, which are still exploit Western African countries that are exploited to make history. Some fool can say to you, do with France, with everything of the resources of Africa. That's why we are here. The pain of Western Africa is a pain of Southern Africa. We are not free until those 12 countries reclaim their reserve banks and run their own currency as independent countries. Then we will be free. The perfect independence is this, where they say you are independent, but you don't have your reserve bank. But for every reserve, you must pay 50% to France, and you can only borrow 15%. You must go and beg for your own money to be released in France. To leave, the people of South Africa should.
You know, you might wonder why he mentioned countries who came in Africa to colonize Africans, countries who came in Africa. But if he insisted on France, the small country, of course, by the map, but the biggest one when it comes to colonize Africans. France had colonized, we got in Africa back then, we used to have about 52 countries, but France was colonizing more than 38 countries. 38, 48, I'm not too sure, guys, but I know it was over 30. France themselves. That the one who colonized Senegal, Burkina Faso, Chad, Guinea-Bissau, all the Guineas, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Cape Verde, what is this? Rwanda, what is? I mean, guys, Congo Brazzaville, Congo Kinshasa. I think it was Belgium. What else again? All these French countries, guys, the whole French country that in Africa, it was colonized by France. So obviously, problem that Africans are facing today because France is the one who came in Africa and tried to colonize all these countries, and yet they imposed the leadership on it. Imagine, guys. I mean, Julius Malema says, what kind of freedom is this? These people saying that they have given you freedom, you have your freedom, but yet take the country like Cameroon, country like Chad, Guinea-Bissau, what other country? Perhaps beside Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, those ones they have their own currency. But Congo Brazzaville, I'm not too sure because they have a detector, so I don't know whether is they still using the France money or they have let it go. But my point here was just to make you guys understand that we are in the 21st century, yet there's still countries out there who are still using the colonization country money. They're still using the money from France. And when they're using like this, which means they don't have bank reserved, reserved bank, they have to borrow money. Everything they do, they are being controlled by France from far. Of course, France had leave African countries and said that they had given them the freedom, but yet is sitting somewhere from far and they keep on controlling the whole system. Julius Malema, he says that how come you says you are free, yet you have to go and borrow money for the reserve bank, which they refuse for you to have your own reserve bank. And it is true. Most of these African countries, whenever they're being in the crisis, they had to go and borrow money to France. And Julius says if that in order for them even to give you that money, you have to go and beg them. You have to go and guarantee the insurance. Like you have to insure them that yes, I'm here, I will obey to what you guys were saying. Please give me the money, I need this, I need to do this and that. There are plenty of countries in, you know, going to school, when they have to read, to study the African day history, obviously they don't know much. So we need to have time to sit down like this and have this kind of conversation so that we can understand exactly where we're coming from and where are we now and where we need to be tomorrow. Because if we don't know, I mean, like, that does not really make sense, because you can't declare claim that you are free yet they're still leading you far. Go and check. I mean, like, in most of these African country, let's remove us. We are so lucky here in South Africa, where at least thanks to Mandela efforts, these people, they have distanced themselves. They don't need to come in this country. But go in this other African country, you find out in the big companies, they're the one who are owing it. I know a friend of mine who come from one of these Congo, I don't know which Congo, and he says that, imagine that even the bank in the country, instead of you having the bank like the way we are having FNB, Absa, Nedbank, Capitec, all these big banks is being owned by um, the France and the Americans and the British. So, which means you are having a credit card, thinking that your credit card information are being more safe, but someone is out there, they are being controlled.
that in the last two occasions, you have always come to the party and you never disappointed. Let's continue to build an organization in Chani, door to door, house by house, street by street, factory by factory, school
Guys,
by
if you have not
school.
liked the
When the
video,
university
please
by
do like the video.
university, there should not be any
Please do like the
corner
video
in
and also
Chani
give us your thoughts.
without
It is indeed a special day, so we are sharing the
because
thoughts together.
every black person belongs to the EFF except Cyril Ramaphosa.
So
Our
I want you guys to listen to this. He mentioned
let's
something very.
continue to build an organization in Chani, door to door, house street by street, factory by factory, school
Listen.
by school, university by university. There should not be any corner in Chani without a member of the EFF, because every black person belongs to the EFF except Cyril Ramaphosa. Our membership can be given to every black person except him will put their egos aside and come together to build which brings some hope to the workers. Today, instead of inspiring hope, leaders are fighting among themselves because they want to show who is more powerful than the other. That is not the kind of leadership we want.
And you know what makes people laugh? I believe you, if you heard, respect President Cyril Ramaphosa. He says that he wants his party to be planted everywhere, in every corner of the street, in the university, everywhere you want EFF, they must be there. But he even says that the card of EFF members, it can be given by anyone, not to the president Cyril Ramaphosa, for the obvious reason that he gave. He says that he's a president who don't listen to people, that workers out there who are crying, who are complaining about the salary. He promised them in Rustenburg, and yet he have not tried to deliver what he had promised them. So those were the reasons that he was.
Leadership that protects the rights of workers. Why is the President of South Africa not declaring GBV a national disaster? Because women are being killed and we go on daily basis. There is a report of a missing child. There is a report of a missing woman. Every day in South Africa, women are being raped, women are being killed. Why can't Ramaphosa release and search everywhere where we find women? They will have to assure us that they know the bastard they are
he mentioned about are talking about the abused of women and children. We are talking about the treatment or women being victim under the nose of the police. So he mentioned quite of the bad behaviors that police does in this country. And for those who always watch my videos, remember I told you that Julius Malema had says that as long this system of the police or this behavior that police is having continue to behave in such a way, you will never gonna trust them. And this is very serious because I believe each one of us we do have something on the negative side about our police, the way they keep on failing us. We have about women who are being raped each and every day in this country, yet there's nothing which is happening. No one is being arrested, no one is being taken to the court, no one is being. Look at this other woman that they have to kill her, or they have to shoot her 9 times, 9 times on the body. With all this, these are the reason why you see the EFF leader Julius Malema keep on complaining. And what I like about this is that, because I could not put the image on, is that when he was talking, he was busy. Instead of protecting South African people, you don't do nothing. You all corrupt. All you do is collecting bribe. In the city of Tshwane, taxi drivers are busy killing each other like insects. Yet there's nothing which is happening from the police. Minister Becky Tele, he was busy giving the reports that about 25,000 of women are being victim, like every month. We're talking about 25,000 of women who are being victim from men. And to make even things worse, she's still she's still a baby, a 1 year or 2 years old. She disappeared like that. The moment they find her, she's dead. Do you know what could be the cause of her death? Because obviously they hurt her. Obviously they raped her. And to make sure that no, she must not say anything, and they end up killing her. Now with all these kind of behaviors, and I was so surprised when I watched the interview of the mother who had lost a daughter, a 2 or 3 years old daughter who got killed in such a way. She's now afraid. She says that I'm afraid because I don't know what will happen again to this other newborn baby, because you don't know who to trust. And Julius Malema in his speech, he says that he is asking President Ramaphosa to at least take all this military who are sitting and they're not doing nothing. They're not in the war. They've been sitting there and receiving our tax money as a salary every month. They must come and work as a police. They must come, go on the street and check all these cars that are going up and down. We are busy sitting here complaining about drugs, how foreigners are bringing the drugs in the country, how this and that, or immigrants, all these kind of things. But if you see that your police is failing, bring on the military, bring on the army on the street. They can be able to stop each and every car, and you'll see how many people they will arrest with drugs. You'll see how many people they will arrest who are doing human trafficking. These are the things that Julius Malema suggests. And I don't know whether this message is reaching to the Mr. President or not, but guys, this makes sense because our police so far, what they do is failing us. So maybe they should try something new. We have militaries who are sitting there. We never heard that they are in the war, or maybe they are some way they're helping Russia or Ukraine. No. So which means these people, they can come and help police. They can stand in these big highways, especially around this time, to check who's inside the car. What are you carrying? Who's this daughter or who's this woman in your car? Stop and interview that woman. Maybe she's being kidnapped. And that is how you can try to reduce this kind of the crime that we are facing in the country. Because so far, I mean, the police, we're talking, it's all about bribe. Using a police, instead of you feeling so excited that, okay, I have seen the police, which means I'll be well protected, I'll arrive home safe. No, instead,
you must know that you're in trouble, because they will have to bring up a something to make sure that they take whatever you have on you. That small money that you have. Criminality is very, very, very high. There are even some criminals who have to even to wear the police uniform to go on the street and commit all those crimes. And at the end of the day, it's still gonna be on the shoulders of the police because they're not doing much. So this really makes sense, guys. Gentlemen, our job is to protect and love, provide for our women. But if we can't protect them, and guys, Julius Malema says that we can't even trust to let our women and our children to go in church, because you don't know who you're going to face in church. Whether it is pastors, whether it is believers, whether it is the elders in church, the one who's going to rape, the one who's going to hurt or kill your woman, they're the same people who come and say that, okay, God bless you, but behind your back, that the one will destroy you. So we need to do something about this. And this message for me, it really, really makes sense. There's no doubt about that. Sorry about that.
Listen to politicians. Listen to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Let's follow the law. We don't want you to do a favor to anyone. Please follow the law. We know you are not paid properly. We know the temptation is there to take bribes. But listen to your conscience.
Listen to your conscience.
Follow your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
How do you sleep at night knowing that a woman was killed with 9 bullets?
That's just a question. A woman being killed with a 9 bullet. For what reason? Hmm?
And you know the person who killed a woman, and you are a man in uniform, you are a woman in uniform, you don't take action against such a person. We need our women safe in South Africa, and both men and the police can make sure that women of South Africa feel safe again. When a woman says to you, we are going to a prayer meeting at 6, we all refuse, because we don't know where the rapist is. Because today, a rapist is in church, a rapist is on the same street, a rapist is in the same house, a murderer is standing next to you now as we speak, and he pretends as if he's listening to a message. When he leaves here, he's going to do exactly the opposite that we have spoken about here. But do not be discouraged, fighters. We are taking over Gauteng in 2024 and taking over South Africa in 2024. We will restore law and order. In South Africa, we will make women feel safe again under the EFF. We will run South Africa the same way we run the EFF. We are the only organization that is organized. No only organization can claim to be as organized as the EFF. We will show them how we decisively deal with the under the EFF. There are no criminals. You are quickly summarized. And once you are activated again, and that discipline must be transferred into the South African society.
Let's hope that all these promises that Mr. Malema is busy giving to us today, these are the things that will be able to provide. Because, guys, for me personally, I don't believe in politicians. If you have to ask my point of view, I don't believe in politicians. They will tell you a lot of things today because they are not in power. Once they're in power, once they already put that for the reason, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'll never trust politician. Me, angeke. Hmm. Because these people, they'll tell you a lot of things. But when it is the right time for now for them to fulfill up everything that they've been promising you, nothing. Let's have an example of ANC. Every election, they come with stories and ask for the vote. Once they got the vote, excuses. Mm. One is reacting, right? Let's wait. In 2024, you'll see how they'll humble themselves and they'll come back again to ask us for us to vote for them. So that is the reason why I don't really believe in politicians. But let's hope. We'll never know. We'll never know, because judging from the way he sound more serious. Judging from the way he talk, it looks so real. It looks so beautiful. Like, where we can live in the country where there's a discipline in the military, in the police, in the population, about everything, and to make sure that everyone, our women, our children, they are well protected. That sounds very beautiful, but will he be able to put it in practice? Because if he was gonna be able to put it in practice, I believe is people like ANC, they should have also tried to take all this method and start applying it already. Why they're not doing it? Obviously, something is wrong somewhere there. So let's wait and see, guys. For us to you, we just wanted to pass you this speech and try to give our analytics. We had break it on the African Day. It touched about a lot of things, and we have tried to summarize everything and try to give our commentary about it. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Also, I apologize for starting late. I usually go live um, around 6 o'clock, but today it was just something else for me. I could not time. I'll do much better. But before you leave, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. Also, give me a thumbs up. I'll really do appreciate it. Guys, support me by liking this video, because it will do me also good, and also for the YouTube algorithm. So for now, to everyone, because you don't know who's gonna help you tomorrow. May God